This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, hath indignation forever. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and today is, of course, so-called January 1st. All right, 2023. Okay, the hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass. Okay, the hopeful year that all of the prophecies come to pass. Okay, as is coined by the elder apostle Tahar. Okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, and again, being that we are talking about what prophecy, that's really what we all talk about at this point. The only thing that we're looking forward to, okay, is a powerful 2023, and Lord willing, it be the end. Okay, Lord willing, all right, this be it, man. All right, and the end is part of those prophecies, the major prophecy, okay, which is the end of this age. All right, that includes the MOTB, all right, being mandated upon the face of the earth. All right, when we say mandated, it means that it becomes the form of life, the way of life. All right, for a very short time, but it's going to be, all right, the way of life. Okay, and then ultimately, it's going to lead to what? The thermonuclear destruction, okay, of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, so that is all part of the prophecies that we're waiting for. Okay, Jacob's trouble, all right, and so on and so forth. These are all end time prophecies. All right, now I'm going to go into this article real quick. I don't know why this thing is just acting up all of a sudden. All right, but let's go right into it. It says police seize on C-19 tech to expand global surveillance. Jerusalem AP, all right, Jerusalem Associated Press. Maj Lawi was serving coffee in Jerusalem's old city when a chilling text message appeared on his phone. Quote, you have been spotted as having participated in acts of violence in the Al-Aqsa Mosque, end quote. It read in Arabic, we will hold you accountable, end quote. It says, Ram Lawi, then 19, was among hundreds of people who civil rights attorneys estimate got the text last year at the height of one of the most turbulent recent periods in the Holy Land. Many, including Ram Lawi, say they only lived or worked in the neighborhood and had nothing to do with the unrest. What he didn't know was that the feared internal security agency, the Shin Bet, was using mass surveillance technology mobilized for CV contact tracing against Israeli residents and citizens for purposes entirely unrelated to CV. In the pandemic's bewildering early days, millions worldwide believed government officials who said they needed confidential data for new tech tools that could help stop CV spread. In return, governments got a fire hose of individuals' private health details, photographs that captured their facial measurements and their home addresses. Okay, and that, remember, a lot of people volunteered. You volunteered this information. Okay, and when you actually go into the court of law and you study law, a lot of terms and a lot of things they say is quite honestly binding. Okay, it's like restricting shit that they make people sign. All right, in law, every word means something, man. It's not, you don't just put words there. Like when you write things in all caps, it means something. When you write things with abbreviations, it means something. When you write words, every word that you put, depending on where you place it and so on and so forth, it always means something, man. All right, and it always goes back to some type of Latin. All right, because this is the Roman Empire all over again. Okay, so in order for them to to mask their true identity, they do it with all these contracts and bonds and so on and so forth. Make it seem like you're willingly participating in your own slavery, which is true, but they do it in a very clever way. So people don't even think of it as slavery. Okay. What is that old saying that says, the best slave is one that thinks he's free? Okay. And a lot of these people don't know that they're slaves. All right. For the elect, we do know that we are slaves. We know that we're in captivity. We know that we're in a place that we don't deserve to be. All right. But that's the punishment we have to face. All right. For going off against the Heavenly Father. Okay. Let me get this quick precept here. All right. This is a book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. It says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Okay. The reason why Lord's willing, we are of that number, the hopeful elect, that is, the reason why we're always angry with this world is because we understand, all right, how things ought to be. Okay. We're not caught in foolish vanity. All right. We're not caught with the gifts of this world that destroys the people of this world's minds. Okay. We see things for what it is. And that's why we complain daily. All right. It seems like, oh, you guys are always talking about something negative. Well, you don't want to talk about it because clearly you don't see that we live in a world that's filled with negativity. You don't see that there's a world that's being ruled and being pushed into a direction of godlessness. Okay. Iniquity, lawlessness. All right. Was it over the past 24 hours or so, they had this whole so-called ball drop. All right. There was a stabbing. All right. I believe two so-called police officers from the NYPD got stabbed. All right. And there was like a whole crazy shit going on down in the city, man. Okay. And this was supposed to be a gathering. You know, it's a tradition with these people. Everything is a tradition with these fucking people, man. All right. They watching a ball drop, a New Year ball drop. What does that even like? You know, and these things all go back to pagan practices, whether they know it or not. You know, people celebrate so-called Christmas and say, oh, you know, we're just doing it for the kids. Like, you fucking idiots, bro. Anyway, Salakia, let's just get into it. It says, now from Beijing to Jerusalem, a Hyderabad, all right, to Jerusalem, Hyderabad, India, and Perth, Australia, the Associated Press has found that authorities used these technologies and data to halt travel for activists and ordinary people, harass marginalized communities, and link people's health information to other surveillance and law enforcement tools. In some cases, data was shared with spy agencies. The issue has taken on fresh urgency almost 3 years into the pandemic, as China's ultra-strict zero-CV policies recently ignited the sharpest public rebuke of the country's authoritarian leadership since the pro-democracy protests in Tiananmen Square in 1989. For more than a year, AP journalists interviewed sources and poured over thousands of documents to trace how technologies marketed to, quote, flatten the curve, end quote, were put to other uses. And that's why they were created. Okay? Like social media, like so-called Facebook and Instagram. Okay? When you put those, they call it IG, but it's really I. Okay? Instagram is one word. It's not two words. It's one word. It's Instagram. That's it. It's not Insta and then gram. No, it's Instagram. It's one word. All right. And it's abbreviated with an I, not an IG. Okay. And then you have Facebook, which people say FB. You got FB what? I. Now, how? Okay. These two apps, okay, these two so-called social media platforms were created by the FBI and the CIA. Okay. Why the hell do you think they have Zuckerberg over there? Okay. He was, all right, or still is part of the CIA. Okay, he works in tandem with the FBI and so many different spying agencies, okay, who are not for the people, mind you. All right, but they use these apps, okay, to basically gather information, all right, that people post, information that they would have to go through so many different security clearances and all kinds of like back way. Breaking laws and different things. They don't have to go through any of that. They're not liable to be sued compared to if they were just coming into your shit and taking all your shit and gathering information. You could bring them up to charges. If people know the laws, they could definitely use it against these people. So they don't do that. But yet they'll create a platform, right? It's very clever. They'll create a platform that allows you to willingly give that information that they otherwise wouldn't be able to get access to. Okay? You got people posting pictures, personal shit. Like, why are you telling people and showing the world your ass cheeks? Why are you showing the world your kids? You're showing the world your children, where you live, around where you live at. You know, the location settings are on. You know, you take a picture, it shows exactly, oh, you're going on vacation here. Like, they know everything. You see? It's a very clever way to gather information, to gather intel on the masses. You know? So that's what's going on. And a lot of people don't even understand why. You know, they think, oh, you know, it's nothing. You know, come on, like, it's just social media. You know, it's the normal thing to do. All right? It's the normal thing to do. But guess what? Very soon, the normal thing to be at, the normal place to be at will be sea camps. That's where a lot of people are going to end up at. Okay? So let's continue. It says, goodness, bro. It says, just as the balance between privacy and national security shifted after the September 11 terrorist attacks, CV has given officials justification to embed tracking tools in society that have lasted long after lockdowns. It says, any intervention that increases state power to monitor individuals has a long tail and is a ratcheting system, end quote, said John Scott Rayton, a senior researcher at the Toronto-based Internet Watchdog Citizen Lab. Once you get it, it's very unlikely it will ever go away, and that's why they created these things. And we said this was where it was leading to. Okay, it has to be this way in order for them to fulfill the ultimate prophecy of Revelation 13 verse 16. All right, they have to go down this way. That's why when this thing first started, we said this is exactly what they were going to do. And that's what's happening. All right. And plus, they laid it out. This guy, Klaus Schwab, has written a book called CV19, A Global Reset or some shit like that. They tell you these things. It's not like, oh, you guys are just making it up. Read it. Read the stuff. They'll tell you more than we do. They'll tell you more about their plans than we just report on what they say. We see the same shit they're talking about, and we talk about it. And we say, well, it's biblical prophecy. That's why they're doing what they're doing. If it wasn't prophecy, they would never do it. Understand that. If it's not prophecy, they can't do it. But it's prophecy, that's why they have to do it. So you gotta get with the program. Okay? You gotta get with the program. All right? They can't stop themselves from fulfilling prophecy. You understand? It says code red. All right, code red. In China, the last major country in the world to enforce strict CV lockdowns, citizens have been required to install cell phone apps to move about freely in most cities. And I can see that happening here in Babylon in 2023. Okay, but I believe it's going to be tied in more with finance. Okay, because they're gonna skip a few steps, but that's why it's going to be real forceful. Okay, they're going to try to skip a few steps, you know, instead of getting people to all download an app and then no. Look, we've seen how it's going in China. It's best we just find another way. So I believe that's how they're going to go about it. But we'll see. All right, we'll see. These devils always flipping and changing plans. All right, because we onto them. Okay, so let's keep going. It says, drawing from telecommunications data and PCR test results, the apps produce individual QR codes that change from green to yellow or red, depending on the person's health status. The apps and lockdowns are part of China's sweeping pandemic prevention policies that have pushed the public to a breaking point. When an apartment fire in Urumqi last month left at least 10 dead, many blamed zero-tolerance CV policies that sparked demonstrations in major cities nationwide, the largest display of defiance in decades, after which the government announced it would only check health codes in special places such as schools, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that should tell you something. Now, all these things, people act like, oh, this and like you. Babylonians are just so weird, man. And you know what? It's something that's been happening, has been in the works for years. Okay, subversion tactics has been going on for years, man, and now we're seeing the results of that. All right, you have a population of almost 300 million people, probably more than that, or maybe less than that. With the way that the past 2 years has gone, millions have died. Okay, suddenly or not, but they've died, right? And the conditioning has happened to the point where you got people dying suddenly, and ain't nobody raising an eye. Nobody's questioning what the hell is really going on. People are just acting like everything is good. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear people like death has become so normal. When people used to die, it was a big deal. Here it is. You got all these so-called celebrities dying. You know, was it the other day? The so-called Pope Benedict, John, whatever, died. Okay, he passed away. All right, at 95 years old, I believe. A few months ago, or was it last month or 2 months ago? Evelyn de Rothschild, he got cooked. He's out of there. And then a few months prior to that, the so-called Queen died. Okay, a few days ago, you had Barbara Walters also passed away. All right, so 2022 has been a year of mad people just croaking. Okay, suddenly. All right, but why isn't anyone raising any type of concern? You know what I'm saying? Why isn't anyone talking about it? Because you have a population of docile individuals who are uninquisitive. They don't want to learn anything. They don't want to look into shit. They don't want to question anything. They don't want to find out what's going on. They just want to, all they care about is what's the next thing on TV, or what's the next party, or what's the next move. That's all you hear. Yo, hit me with the moves. What's the next move? You're so dumb, bro. So sick of this shit, man. All right? Jake always stuck and stupid every day. 24/7 around the clock. These niggas are just stuck on stupid. You can't change the channel, bro. You know? It's sickening just to hear and see things, man. It's sickening. All right? But that's why the problems are coming. Don't worry. The Lord got sign for everyone. Okay? He got a little sign for everyone. Okay? It says, here, let's see. Right. Last week, the government went further, saying it would shut down a national level health code to ease travel between provinces. But cities and provinces have their own codes, which have been more dominant. In Beijing, last week, restaurants, offices, hotels, and gyms were still requiring local codes for entry. Over the past few years, Chinese citizens have needed a green code to board domestic flights or trains, and in some cities even to enter the supermarket or to get on a bus. And that's coming all the way here to Babylon the Great and around the world. You heard it from Klaus Schwab when he said, the Chinese model is very attractive. Like the Chinese model is a female now. These niggas, man. Oh, she's very attractive, I think if anything, we're gonna have to go with that one, that model, Really? Well, understand that's what's coming. Okay? Tracking, trackage. Everything will be tracked. They've said it and they're gonna do it. Okay? It's to fulfill biblical prophecy. And they'll do it at the they'll hold everybody at gunpoint. Basically. Like, look. You can only buy and sell if you take this thing. If you don't take it, you can't buy and sell. That's on you. So whatever you do from there, that's on you. We've created a system, and this is what the system entails, and this is what it requires. If you cannot go down with it, then figure things out on your own. But in the meantime, between time, we're gonna be harassing you. We're gonna be coming after you. We're gonna push you. We're gonna pull you. We're gonna hit you. We're gonna smack you. We're gonna put pressure on you and tell you we're not putting pressure. It's like the parent that says, oh, you can do whatever you want with your life. I'm not going to bother you, right? I'm not putting pressure on you. But then they're always bringing up things that's like, yo, let it go. Oh, you don't have to you're an adult. You don't got to go take this MOTB. But then, look, you got to go to work. You know what I'm saying? How long are you going to sit there not working? You got to go to work. They act like they don't know what the hell's going on. The reason why I'm not working is because I told you I'm not going to take this thing, man. Oh, look, you still not working? Well, at this point, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and not work for the rest of your life? You're just going to be worried about this thing? I took it. How come you ain't going to take it? Prepare for all that. All right? Prepare for all that. Prepare for the talk where they call everybody in the office. They give you the countdown. And by next month, if you haven't taken if you're not up to date on your shots, you will you no longer be employed. So it's up to you. Look, they're coming with it. Okay, they're coming with it. It says if they were found to have been in close contact with someone who tested positive for CV, or if the government imposed a local quarantine, the code would turn red and they were stuck at home. You hear that? Some songbird shit. There's evidence that the health codes have been used to stifle dissent. This story is supported by the Pulitzer Center on blah blah. I'm not going to read the whole story on Pulitzer. It says in other. Okay. What? I hate this thing. Oh, in another show of how the apps can control lives, in June, a group of bank customers were effectively corralled by the health codes when they tried going to Henan's provincial capital in Zhengzhou to protest being unable to access their online bank accounts. A notice said the problem was due to a system upgrade, but the customers soon found out the real reason. A police investigation into stockholders in the parent bank had rendered 40 billion yuan in funds inaccessible, according to local media reports. Frustrated after months of complaints, a group of customers decided to hold a protest in Zhengzhou at the Provincial Banking Commission. And guess what? Why do you think they're bringing all this AI stuff out there? Because if you go out there protesting, it's not a human being who's going to be like, oh, you know what? This is getting to me. Let me stop. You got it. We just going to pull back. No. They're going to be using AI. They're going to be using robot dogs. They're going to be using all kinds of shit that's going to be coming at people's helmets. Straight up. If you don't comply, this is what you're going to be facing, man. Okay? So it's coming. China is just a model, and they've told you that model is very attractive to them. Okay? This is leading to one thing and one thing only. All right? And I believe through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that we will see, all right, the MOTB, all right, come to fruition this year, 2023. Okay? They spent the past 2 years building it up, and now it's time for them to start to slowly integrate it into human society because the system is already there. When you go into banks and all you got to do is scan your QR code, which can only be picked up by a CHIP that's in your device, then you already know what time it is, man. The system is already there. All they need is to make sure that the people become a part of the system. That's it. And the only way that people become part of the system is by fulfilling Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, verse 17, and verse 18. Okay? That no man might buy or sell save he that had the what? The charagma. Okay, the charagma. That's what it is, man. All right? It ain't no Christianity. Christianity is not a charagma. Okay? When you look up that Greek word charagma, you will never find Christianity in there. So do some diligence, all right? Apply some diligence, okay? And figure things out, because 2023 is not going to be cute. It's not going to be cool. It's not going to be funny. It's going to be brutal. All right? It's going to be bloody. It's going to be relentless. Okay? It's going to be unforgiving. All right? So prepare. Okay? Prepare. All right? Prepare, man. The times are evil. Prepare. Okay? Let me get one quick precept. All right? You want to be, all right, when the time comes, you want to be in the best case scenario. All right? You got to do whatever you can in order for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to have mercy on you in these times, man. Okay? There's a book of Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. Okay? So that's the key, man. The fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is our treasure. All right? That's what's going to keep us through. Okay? That's what's going to hold us through, man. Now, everybody else, the times that we're coming in, bro, you're going to see. Okay? You're going to see, man. All right, so I'm going to leave it off there, low when you be notified. Again, I just want to give a quick update. All right. Today is so-called January 1st, all right, 2023. So we'll see. All right, we'll see how the Lord, turns things up some more, and we'll see how these prophecies, all right, Lord willing, All right, all of the prophecies come to pass. Okay, all of the prophecies come to pass. All right. So I'm gonna leave it off there, Lord willing, edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash, the water Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.